Hey guys, I'm back in sunny Southern California in Agora Hills shooting some video for you guys on this really amazing ICF project. I'm consulting on the pool. The pool in itself is pretty insane. I'll take you guys down there in a second. I don't know how much rebar they've got tied up down there, but right over here where I'm looking at about 20 tons of rebar that's just sitting here. And this is after the pour for the basement. So the basement is all poured, as you can see. Last time I was here, they were still forming it up and doing the rough in plumbing. They did pour the guest house pool, so we already kind of laid everything out for that. I'm gonna take you guys down there in a second. Before I do that, I'll take you down in the basement, show you the where the big pool area is. I'll link a video to the pool that I won ICF Specialty Project of the Year last year with. This pool is basically double that in every way. So it's pretty elaborate, pretty awesome. Be bringing you a lot of content from that. But I'm going to take you guys down there real quick and show you around. So, I mean, you can see behind me right here, this is the main structure of the large pool that's attached to the house. You can probably, if you can see through all this 5/8 rebar, you'll actually notice that it kind of steps down. The actual pool itself, the pool wall and everything, we're monolithically pouring the shell ICF monopore, but part of it is the wall of the actual house, which is pretty wild. There's actually a tanning ledge that cantilevers over the basement, which is pretty wild. And it's got a lot of plumbing coming into the original pool room. But what they're doing right here is they do a lot of, the way they form the Integra spec, they're actually a block that builds on site. So they're able to put the rebar in and bend it up first and then slap the Integra spec together on the monopore legs. But this is actually the catch basin that's gonna wrap all the way around. It's almost 80 feet long. It's about 30 feet this way, the pool. It's got a sunken living room. It has an acrylic wall that goes down the stairs between the pool and the hot tub, and an infinity edge that wraps over 100 feet long. So it's got a lot of similarities to that pool that I did last year, but just bigger in every way. Like I said, this house burned down 4 years ago in the Woolsey fire, and you can kind of see from here, he's building the entire house. The entire structure of the home is going to be completely fireproof. Concrete roof, concrete floors, concrete walls. And out here, you can see that he's got a vineyard planted. Anything that's not combustible plant-wise, vegetation-wise, because in Southern California, it's really common that the scrub brush, dies and builds fuel, and then the hillsides burn off, and there happen to be a lot of houses on those hillsides now. But he has planted vineyards throughout his entire estate here. Now lately he's actually been planting agaves up on the high hills, so basically nothing that burns anywhere here. He does not want to have another fire, and you can see from the immense amount of rebar he is building this thing to be as earthquake resistant as possible as well, because it has number 5 on 6-inch centers, 2 to 3 mats thick in 12 to 18-inch thick footings and floors of these pools, which is way more than we do even on our most robust structures in the Midwest. Real quick, I'm going to take you guys down to that. You see that right there in between the 2 vineyards there? It's the guest house is down there, and we've already poured the pool on that job. So we're going to go take a look at that real quick, and we're going to talk about an upcoming training event. Okay, guys. So the guest house is coming right along. You can see they've got some of the newer foundations that they really couldn't get to until after the pool pour was done. You can see the immense amount of rebar. That's basically all because of the seismic issues. But what we've got here is a really small, and all of this pool, if I can jump over here, I've been known to be in flip-flops on job sites when I shouldn't be. But this little guy, this little pool here, little guest house pool, doesn't look like much. It's probably 10 feet wide and about 25 feet long, 5 foot deep. But the kicker is it's got a spillover all the way around, including the wall it shares with the house. So even the simple ones get elaborate. You can actually, I don't know if you can tell, but he's actually already sloped the top of this. So it's basically ready for tile or microplaster. And what this one is getting, these pools here, because like I said, they're Integra spec and dealing with the ICF, when IntegraSpec doesn't have a single-sided form, is we are going with skin microplaster on both of these pools. So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to go fly my drone so you guys can see the entire project. The house is up there, and yeah, we'll keep bringing you progress when we're out here. All right, guys. So I'll just give you a quick tour of the basement. When I was last here, this was completely hollow. They were still setting a lot of the IntegraSpec forms, and now most of it is completely full. So I think they had about 140-yard pour between this and the guest house. But one thing that, I mean, one thing that's cool about traveling around and consulting in different places and doing different things is that you see how the different parts of the world build differently. And one thing, you know, we have to use, because we have kind of crappy clay, rock, dirt. They got DG here, and it's you can just sort of pack it in and do all your plumbing and pour your concrete right on it. And that's, I mean, I'm sure everything else out here, the rebar and everything else, is far, far more expensive to build with. But the not having to bring in 100 tons of 3/4 clean limestone is a pretty big benefit, just having that all right here on site. I will give you guys a quick, this is IntegraSpec block, and I'm not going to pretend to be an expert, but they're kind of like Superform in the way that they are 12 inches tall instead of 16 or 18 like Nudura. So you have a lot more block. And the web, I don't see any, oh, there's some down here, but the webs, they insert kind of like a Nudura, you know, as far as, and it's ribbed. So if you ever wanted to strip this off to leave yourself a smooth substrate to do plaster or eco-finish to, this would not be the block for you. But unlike Nudura, it doesn't snap in. It's floating, which I found to be very, very strange the first time I messed with it, because as you build the wall, the web just sits on the web below it, and the web above it supports the next one. But you can actually reach in there and move the webs around, and that seems a little janky. But once the concrete starts putting pressure on it, it locks everything in and holds up just fine. So you can kind of see that. I mean, how they ride in here and hold everything together. But pretty cool form. Like I said, I'm ICF first and I'm brand loyal second. I obviously have done a lot of work with Fox and Nudura and a little bit more with Build, but this is my first IntegraSpec project I've been affiliated with in any way. The builder's not here right now, or I'd introduce you, but he's shooting a little bit of video. I'll try to link some of his vids so you can see. I mean, I'm not out in California that often, so it might be, it might have a roof on it before I get back here, but probably not, but it'll probably at least have a floor. And yeah, so like I said, guys, there's many reasons to use ICF, whether it be thermal efficiency, structural integrity, and the fireproof. This guy is obviously building for structural integrity and fire, whereas in Missouri we build more for wind and tornadoes and whatnot, and thermal, because we get really cold. But anyway, I will see you guys next time.